way to start off by not going, and putting on my seatbelt. But guys, my brothers and sisters here on social media. Hold on. There we go, retouch on. I'm gonna be cheap and use the filters here. But hey, good morning. I just got out of work and I have been in an insane doom stroll on TikTok. It's going away. Oh, hey, there are people that are up too. It's going away, and a lot of people are wondering what's going on. And there's been so many different, suggestions. Good morning, everyone. There's been so many suggestions on like what to use next. Because me, I live for social media. I live for social media. I went to school for social media. I've worked on others' social media accounts. I've worked in social media. I've helped build other platforms up. The irony is I never have time to work or focus on my own platform. But that's okay because I like being, the guy in the chair more than the guy in front of the camera. Can I go, bro? Just got out of work in the parking lot. It's like a damn obstacle course to get out in the morning. I'm still in the parking lot. I've been here already for 2 minutes. But yeah, there's been a lot of different suggestions for like new platforms to go to. Lemonade, there's REDnote, there's Blue Sky, and then what the government is pushing is everyone just to use like Instagram Reels, the Instagram Reels, the YouTube Shorts, Facebook. I don't know what Facebook uses, but I've been really attached to TikTok. I went through and I am finally out of the work parking lot. I went and downloaded I went to go look at my history on TikTok and like how much time I spend on there. And on average, I spend about 3 hours scrolling TikTok a day. And a week, I open up the TikTok app about 400 to 500 times a day. That is horrible, but I enjoy it. It's a way for me to learn. And let me break down these new platforms that other people go to. Applejack, hey, good morning. Lemonade is also owned by the same company that owns TikTok. It's real easy for you to just open a Lemonade account and you could transfer your who you follow, who you're friends with. Good morning, Margaret Lee. You could transfer your information basically onto Lemonade, but I'm not really a fan of the layout of it. It's not really, it looks, and it is like a cheap imitation of TikTok. It's not the same. Lemonade feels more like Pinterest, if anyone has a Pinterest. Then there's Blue Sky, which I opened up accounts on all of these, and over the past 2 to 3 nights I've spent a lot of time digging through it, trying to see okay, what could be the best use out of this, since this might become like the new social media platform for people to use. So Lemonade is kind of like a Pinterest, if anyone has a Pinterest, or if anyone has ever used a Pinterest. Let's open up the sunroof. Then there's Blue Sky, which I don't think will be popular at all. It's been mentioned a lot, but I don't think it's going to be anything because it's basically Twitter or X sprinkled in with a little bit of what we see on TikTok with the short videos kind of thing. Which brings me to REDnote, which I'm in love with. I don't think I can get over REDnote. I've already talked to people on REDnote, and the thing is, I feel, and this sounds like a sponsored, statement or anything, but I feel like REDnote is what social media should be about. I feel like this is what TikTok should have been. And don't get me wrong, it's hard to navigate it at first. There is a very steep learning curve, and a majority of the app is in Mandarin. because it is a Chinese-based app. But if you have a Galaxy phone, if you have a Samsung phone, there's easy ways to like go about it. Like I don't speak Mandarin. I started learning Mandarin because of all this. But with the Galaxy, I don't know about Apple because I'm very against Apple products. With the Galaxy, I'm able just to translate anything that might be on screen, so I'm able to get it that way. The people in charge of REDnote says that they're hiring more people to make translations a little bit better, since they're expecting a heavy wave of Americans. They're being called TikTok refugees to come to the app. And already within the past couple of days that I've been on it, I've already seen a difference to where you are seeing more subtitles being used. You are seeing a setting to where it will attempt to translate, and it does a pretty good translation, so you don't feel so lost. But yeah, so that's supposed to happen. That's the road. Let me give you some of my favorite things about this app. On TikTok, if you're familiar with your algorithm, your For You page, it'll give you videos based on your suggestions, based on like things that you're into and stuff like that. That's cool. REDnote has that also, but it also has it separated into little pages, to where you have, for me for example, it already knows the things I'm into, which is like music, movies, comic books, collectibles. So it generates a For You page for each one of my interests. So I'm able to get my overall like For You page that the algorithm like makes for me. But if I'm not in the mood for like a random mix of what the algorithm is thinking I want to watch, I'm able just to scroll to the side and be like, okay, give me my algorithm based on movies, and then I just get to like scroll and just watch movie themed stuff. I think that's genius. I like that. Another thing that I love about this, and this is why I say REDnote is doing what like all social media should do, is they don't really have like a way to monetize off of it. It has like a shop, but it's not overwhelming the way the TikTok shop is. What's going on in Scotland? It's not to where on TikTok, if you're on it, every like third scroll you're getting like an ad for something you can get at the TikTok shop. And then there's content creators who will make the videos but put a link to the TikTok shop. It's not like that on REDnote. It's just there if you want to use it. If you don't want to use it, if you don't want to be bombarded with it, you won't see it. Like, it won't exist. And there's not REDnote influencers. There's popular influencers, but it's not the way you see people begging and people using TikTok and social media platforms as their primary and pretty much only source of income, which pisses me off. I've been on REDnote for days and I have not seen it. I have not seen anyone, with the handouts, with the, expecting to earn money on this app, which is awesome. All you're seeing, or all I've seen so far, are people who share similar hobbies to me, enjoying their hobbies and sharing them with, other people. And I think it's refreshing. I think it's such a nice way to experience social media. Like, it allows you to be social instead of people thinking of of like this app as a job. Because that's one thing that gets to me, is when it's obvious that you get like these social media beggars that either they hide it or they're just out front and say, hey, I got this bill, gotta pay this, or if y'all want to help contribute to these, yeah, they're working on this road here in Austin. I hate it. You don't see any of that on this. Now, now that these TikTok refugees and Americans are going to start flooding REDnote, which has already started happening, but it's in a fun way. I guess the good ones are still using it. I don't really expect to see any of them, and it's nice. I mean, yeah, I monetize, but I don't think anyone has ever seen me throw out like, oh, my Cash App, and be all like, oh, well, yeah, like, here, come support me if you like this content stuff. It's fucking free. I'm not an influencer. I'm a content creator. It's completely two different things. So I like that. Another great thing about this app. Oh, I need gas. Guys, Cash App me for gas. I'm kidding. Another thing I love about this app is it's not scary. Like, it's not that it's not scared. It's not afraid to ban you for doing stupid things. Like, one of the main things on there is like no hate speech, no bashing, no making fun of people, no pretty much everything people see like over here in America on social media. I mean, there's platforms and pages and channels and so many things just dedicated to either talking about someone or bashing a group of people or doing a back and forth. And yeah, I've dipped my toe in it from every once in a while, but it's not like that's who I am. It's not like that's what I make everything I talk about just focused on this. Like, REDnote doesn't play with that. If they see it, you don't get put in social media prison for a few days. You don't get a soft ban. They just completely axe you completely, like, no questions asked, like, hey, you didn't read the terms and conditions. I'm still going through them, like, even though I should have done it before I signed up for the damn account, because I might have just entered the draft over there in China or sold my house to them. But they stick with it. And yeah, I've been going through different categories, and there's no one bashing. The comment section on all these different creators are fun, and I know that exists on TikTok and stuff like that. It's common to find rude comments. It's common to find insults and stuff like that. Here, I don't want to be PG and say it's like a safe space, but here people know how to act. And I'm predicting some Americans, because I mean, Americans are known for being the ones that like to misbehave and act up and stuff like that. I know some are gonna go over there and be upset that they can't push their negative stuff. They can't push their it's not really hate, it's just the slander and the bashing and stuff like that. Oh, what does it look like? I'm actually gonna do a video where I show you like how it looks, and then I can show you how to translate it. I can show you little tips and tricks, and I've even started learning some of the slang in Mandarin, and I'm not gonna pronounce it now because I'm still like learning. But this is just like my drive home, like just to talk about something. But once I have my computer at home, maybe tomorrow, maybe on Sunday, once TikTok goes down, I will get on my computer, share my screen, and show you what this app looks like. Because I know a lot of people are scared about, giving their stuff to China, and I know that's what's been like pushed on the whole reason for the ban, safety and cybersecurity and stuff like that. But TikTok's never leaked my information. The companies that have are like my phone carrier, my bank, Facebook, Instagram. All those are the ones who are sharing my data and selling my data and stuff. TikTok's never done me that way, so if you know, there's other reasons why they want this ban, and that's another thing I'm going to get into, because I'm happy to do that. Like, I'm happy to educate and teach people about this. I've given classes and seminars on, like, starting your own pages. I've given trainings on like how to edit videos and stuff like that. So if it's a way that I can educate anybody, like if anyone could just walk away from something I do and say like, hey, I learned something, or that was pretty cool, I know this now, like mission accomplished here. So I'm actually loving the app. There's already trends to where, you know, Americans are being called TikTok refugees, and there's been a lot of like interesting things to where people in China will find, you know, a TikTok refugee and ask them questions about living in America, and then vice versa. Like I've gone and I've asked questions to, you know, people in China, like, oh, well, how was this? And it's this TikTok ban is doing more for like you want to say like overseas relations than like anything has ever been done before, and it's between the people. And there's been a lot of misconceptions, and I could get into that later, about how like I'm able now to see how people from China view Americans, and then people from China are seeing how Americans view people from China. And there's so many different misconceptions, there's so many wires crossed, and everyone that I've ran into on that app seems very welcoming and friendly. And I'm learning, you know, the average day of what people in China really go through and stuff, and it's fun to learn. Like I'm learning a lot. And where was I going with this, man? Almost all of them getting brain rot already. Oh yeah, there's already like fun trends going on between the Americans and the Chinese on there, to where the Chinese are making the Americans pay like they're calling it the cat tax, to where you need to show a picture of like your cat. If you don't have a cat, you need to show a picture of your dog. If you don't have a dog, you need to show a picture of a pet that you have. And they're calling it, you know, like the refugee tax. And it's just a way for everyone to get social and see, you know, like, well, yeah, these are my dogs. And then in the comments, which is another thing, I didn't even think about mentioning this, if you comment on someone's like video, or like their video or their picture of what they put on there, you're able to reply using like pictures and gifs and stuff like that. So I went ahead and I did my pet tax, where I showed my animals, and in the comments, like people from China were like replying with pictures of their animals. And one even sent me like a picture where they made me a certificate saying that like I've paid my refugee tax. And it's fun. This is the way social media should be used. Social media should not be used as, you know, your primary source of income or your only source of income. Social media, it's in the word, it's social. It's about, you know, making connections and building relationships and stuff like that. I feel that this is actually allowing people to do it, and it's pretty cool. Like I listen to a lot of like pop punk and emo and stuff like that, so I'm seeing bands from over there, and like they people there speak English, so they're able to, you know, they're doing like classes, like they're doing videos to where like they'll teach, you know, basic conversations, basic like lingo, the slang, there's different emoji meanings that they use. It's been pretty fun. And you know, right away when I started seeing that, I was like, okay, the negative part of my mind is that they're teaching me how to say bad things, they're teaching me how to cuss, they're teaching me something that's gonna get me banned. But like I went and I looked through it all, and then I translated it through like so many different translators. I got Duolingo, I learned Chinese easy. Like I got like all these different apps where I'm slowly learning how to translate, how to talk and stuff like that, because it's fun. And like there's people from China who really don't know English, but they're making the attempt to, like, you know, welcome the TikTok refugees and stuff like that. It's real cool. So like I'm hoping eventually I could put some phrases together and say something back. But yeah, I'm already about to get home. It's been 20 minutes. This is actually the fastest I've ever gotten home, but I was just going over all this stuff, and I was like, you know what, I want to I want to move to China. Like it looks fun, but like if anything, I'll probably just travel and go visit. I know I have friends who have. I have a friend of mine, a close friend of mine, who actually moved to China. I have another friend who travels overseas a lot, like just to go, travel for fun. So maybe I need to get some advice on how I can plan like a fun trip, because it's not that expensive. It's not expensive at all. Like real fucking cheap. Like in the amount that I spend going to Disney World for like 2 weeks, I could probably do China for like a month. And then there's been something else that's come up that like a lot of people are questioning if it can be trusted. Excuse me. And there's going to be there's downsides to everything. But China is a communist country, and when you're signing up for the app, you're not converting to communism. You're not aligning with them, but you are using communist tech. And it sounds a lot worse and scarier than it really is. Because if you use Temu or Shein, you are agreeing to the same stuff, and you've been using a communist app, and people love using that stuff. But there's like the dreamers, like the people who are in America trying to get citizenship and all this stuff. Part of the application is that they can't have any like connections, any ties, any the word's not alliance. I'm trying to think of the word. It starts with an A. Basically, yeah, like you can't be tied to anything that's part of like a communist party. And the thing is, some dreamers are worried that if they download this and it comes up during their application process, that their chances at gaining, citizenship and everything will go away because they went and used, a communist app. Like that's something I'm still looking into. That's something that came up on a few videos, and I'm all like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Like, what if they end up kicking people out because they're using this app? And that's tinfoil hat kind of conversation. It's just something that I was scrolling through, and I was like, okay, this is weird. And then there's like immigration lawyers on TikTok who are talking about it and saying, for now, just to be safe, if you are, going through this application process, like just stay away from the app until things are more clear. So that's just like another thing on there. Yeah, I'm liking. Like I felt like I knew I was gonna like it from the start, because I like how a lot of stuff's catered to what I like, like what I'm into. But the more I dig into it, the more I'm like, this is gonna be fun. This is fun. Until the government tries to like ban it and go after us again, which could happen. But yeah, I already exited the 35. I'm already about to get home. I need to put gas, so I'm gonna stop and do that. I'm not gonna bother y'all and have you hang out while I do that. But I hope y'all have a good morning. I'm gonna head home. I'm going to I have this yogurt at home that I've actually been craving, so I'm gonna probably eat that. That'll probably be my little after work snack. And then I'll probably watch TV for like 30 minutes and then go to sleep. And then it's Dutch Bros. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. I have Dutch Bros all the time. I'll probably reward myself with Dutch Bros. It's my Friday. My shift this afternoon is kind of like my Friday before I have my weekend. So maybe I'll reward myself with some Dutch Bros. Hold it. If you haven't tried the Marshmallow Dream, it's It tastes like a bowl of cereal. Plus, they put the Lucky Charms marshmallows on the top, and it's amazing. It's gonna be really cold, so I hope everyone's staying warm because I was told here at least it's gonna be like a 10-degree like wind chill tomorrow when I get out of work. Maybe I'll go live. I have my leather jacket in the back. I have my beanie over here, and I'm just doing donuts here in the parking lot because I don't know where to go. Dutch Bros. Bro, nice meeting you. Like, welcome. You're more than welcome to stick around, and we talk about a lot of different things here. I use my platforms basically as a window into like anything I find interesting. I haven't tried to hold it. You need to try it. It's good. It tastes like when you're done with cereal, and there's no more whatever you choose to whatever cereal you choose to eat. But you know how like the milk kind of gets the little sprinkles of the cereal dust, and you just drink the milk, you just down it, and it tastes like an amazing milk cereal combination. That's basically what this drink is. Maybe I'll go live and I'll grab it because it's good. It's cereal milk. It tastes like Lucky Charms milk, and then you get the Lucky Charm marshmallows on top, and it's just really good. But yeah, I'm gonna get gas. What the hell is that noise? Something's rattling. I don't know what the hell it is. But yeah, now that I got my car mount actually working in here, maybe I'll just start going live, back and forth when I'm going to work. Who knows, if it's just a little fun thing to do. But I'll see you all later. Oh shit, that's not how